What's up, everybody? Mark with Coffee&Toys here, bringing you another action figure unboxing and review. Today is a special one because we are going to be reviewing a character that is by far one of my favorite characters from all forms, comics, toys, cartoons, any sort of media. This is one of my favorite bad guys of all time, and he comes to us from the Mezco Toyz 1/12 collective line. I've only reviewed one other figure in this line, so I'm very excited to bring another Mezco into my fold. And today, of course, I am going to be reviewing Mezco Toyz 1/12 collective Doctor Doom. Let's talk about it. So yes, when this figure was announced and went up for pre-order, and gosh, it seems like it's been like well over a year ago, it went up for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store, and I put down my $15 deposit on this figure. I believe the MSRP was right around $150. I was so excited because I had been seeing what Mezco Toyz was producing. I knew they were doing the G.I. Joe line of toys, or they had the license rather for G.I. Joe, and they do, of course, all sorts of Marvel action figures that anytime I see them at a local hobby store, they look amazing, but they've got a very high price point. So I have done a Mezco Toyz 1/12 collective review before on Destro, and I had a little bit of issue with that figure. I couldn't figure out how to get the electronics working in it, and ultimately that Destro figure just went back into its box because at the end of the day, I felt like this figure doesn't really... It's as nice as that figure was, it didn't really compare to the classified figures behind me, and it just kind of didn't fit in. Now with this Doctor Doom, this is a figure, again, that I got because I enjoyed Doctor Doom. Anytime, I remember back whenever, not Hasbro, who had the Marvel Legends? Toy Biz, when Toy Biz had the Marvel Legends line. I remember picking up the Doctor Doom, the one that was the Doombot, and then the one where you could actually take off his mask. And when I saw the previews of this figure, I was taken back to that time, and I said, I am going to pick up this Mezco Toyz figure. So, with that being said, if you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Mark Callison. I am part of Coffee&Toys, and I collect action figures, I do comic book reviews, and I enjoy nostalgia trips. That's what I enjoy most. So, I will review some figures, and generally what I do is I review what's, the box, and then I am an out-of-box collector myself, so we'll unpackage the figure, we'll accessorize it, we'll talk about it, and then I'll tell you guys ultimately whether I felt that I should pick up this figure, if you should pick up this figure. So, if you don't mind, before we start, make sure you hit that like button, give it a big old smash for me, I appreciate it. Make sure also, if you're interested, hit that subscribe bell and set it to all notifications. And yeah, make sure you comment. Let me know as this review goes on if you are interested or if you picked up the Mezco Toyz 1/12 collective Doctor Doom, because man, this is going to be a fun one, so let's just jump over and get right down to it. Okay, here we have it, the Doctor Doom Mezco Toyz 1/12 collective figure in its packaging. Of course, we have this beautiful design of Doctor Doom's metal mask, and we have the 1/12 collective logo on the lower left with the Marvel logo on the right. Of course, we got Doctor Doom listed up here. And yeah, these are fantastic boxes. This is a large box. I mean, this is not a small figure. These are very detail-oriented figures that come in a large box. Of course, if I spin it around to the side, we see that Doctor Doom logo and the 1/12 collective pose play display that we saw that was very similar to on the Destro G.I. Joe Mezco toy. And of course, on the back, this is where we really get to see the loadout that is included in this box, and you can just see it is to the gills. We have Doctor Doom 1/12 collectible figure featuring intricate tailored costuming and over 30 points of articulation. Of course, I mean, just this is going to be amazing, I think. Look at all the stuff we get. Alternate portraits, alternate mask, a stand, his weapon belt, alternate hands, the jetpack stuff, his crazy cosmic power siphon harness with light up function, HUD projection, FX for cosmic power siphon harness. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. All these lightning effects, all these different hands, his pistol with different effects that you can plug into it. And of course, down here at the bottom, they showcase, some of that stuff going on. Like, wow, this is just going to be absolutely bonkers. So I tell you what, we are just going to dive right into this, and let's get Doctor Doom out of the package. Okay, folks, let me just tell you right now, this is intense. This figure is metal. If you threw this action figure at someone's head, think of your ultimate nemesis, and you were standing there across from your nemesis, and you had this Doctor Doom Mezco Toyz figure. You could throw this figure and knock your opponent out. It's that heavy. This is real metal. Everything. I mean, this is metal legs, metal arms, and it's cold. Like, it's been sitting on my floor in the package, and it is cold to the touch. Everything is metal on this figure, except for the cloth goods. I mean, this is absolutely bonkers. The cloth goods are substantial and heavy. The cape is weighted. It has wires in it so you can form it. I mean, you can pull the hood down and it stays down. This is absolutely, if nothing else, this figure was worth the price, I think. Now, granted, I don't know if I'm going to have any details, but I mean, listen to this. This figure is substantial. It's absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. I want to see if I can get a light on this just a little bit. Maybe if I can find a light that actually works. Let me see. Let me see if I can get some sort of light on this guy. I have a light over here that I have not hung up yet. But man, this figure is absolutely bonkers. Totally, totally crazy. And you can see it pulling my... I mean, it is absolutely crazy, this figure. So yeah, let me put this light down real quick, because it is nuts how crazy this figure is. And I haven't even gotten to the accessories yet, just the figure itself. It is, look, on the back, you can see where you can plug in the actual jetpacks for Doctor Doom. This might be magnetized. I don't know. I literally just pulled the figure out. He had plastic over his face. I can already tell you that this is a removable mask. So, I mean, let me just zoom in so you can get the detail of this mask. This is absolutely insane. I am already happy that I purchased this figure. Oh my goodness, this is so awesome. Oh, it's so heavy. Like, it is absolutely bonkers how heavy this figure is. And just how great the cloth goods are. Wow. And of course, it's got articulation out the wazoo. I mean, it's got double jointed elbows, you can see. It's got double jointed knees. I don't know if it has drop down hips, but it definitely, has, wow. I'm sorry. I'm geeking out over this thing because it's so awesome. It's got a bicep cut. It's got articulation all the way around. Of course, the gold chain here around the neck. It's magnet. This is all magnets, by the way. Absolutely insane. Absolutely crazy, this Doctor Doom figure. And yeah, there is a ton of accessories. There's 2 different plastic inserts for his accessories. So, as I always say, a figure is more than just a figure. We have all the accessories. So we are going to just kind of step through the accessories really quick. And then we'll get him all put together and we'll look at it. So, of course, we have his leather belt. This is an alternate one you can put on him if you don't want to go with one. This one has this extra detail going down like this. It's got the pouches on the side. Very cool. And then you can attach to that his pistol harness. As you can see, it just clips in. I believe if we try to find out where that goes. Oh, it's just it's just a hook. If I can get that to focus on the screen, this is actually a hook, so you can, as I drop this, so you can actually just simply take this and hook it over, and boom, you've got his belt with his his harness for his sidearm. So very cool. Of course, he comes, when we say that, he does come with that classic Doctor Doom pistol. It is open for those blast effects to go in, and I'll zoom in on that so you can see it very well. Very reminiscent to a G.I. Joe classified weapon, I must say. Just, some silver and black highlights. Very cool. And then moving on through, we do get his, because he is technology and magic, we get his sorcery book with a real bookmark. And I believe it does open. Oh my god, these are real pages. That is crazy. So this should just be the detail is crazy on this. I know this opens up. I just don't know how. I can see that it clasps. You can see it as, it's right there at clasp, and I can't figure out how to open it. And I'm afraid, because it's so intricate, that I'm going to damage it, which I definitely do not want to happen. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. I cannot believe that those are real pages. So maybe it unhooks. Wow, I don't know how it unhooks. I can see the clasp right. You can see it right there. I would almost have bet money that's where it comes apart. But I am so terrified that I'm going to break this because the level of detail is so crazy. I'll get back to this because like I said, I'm kind of scared I'm going to actually break it. Moving forward, we do have some of these would be the blast effects that I believe would go in his jetpack. So there you go. Now, again, these are very classified-esque. Very nice, very translucent. This orange translucent color, very nice. And then moving forward, we get a whole plethora of hands. And, I mean, we get a little bit of everything here. I'm going to open this up just so we can look at it. We got some... we get some awesome devil horns, man. Dr. Doom can be rocking out. Now, what's interesting is that these are plastic, so, I mean, it's not metal. But, man, most of that figure is indeed metal in a literal and figurative sense with these devil horns. And like I said, we've got... So, not including the Fist of Fury that he has, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 full sets of hands and a separate, I guess it'd be left hand. And then an extra pouch. So that's very cool. I mean, we've got some serious, and it looks like they're all just plug and play. There's nothing too exciting. You just pop one off, pop another on. So let me set this off to the side as well for now. We do get, like I mentioned, we've got Dr. Doom wearing one of his masks, but we do get 2 alternate masks. We get this one, which is, I would call this a more modern Dr. Doom version. Less rivets, more kind of organic looking. Oh, there's even detail on the inside. That's so cool. So I would call this the more modern version of Doom. And then, of course, we get what I would call the truly classic Dr. Doom that's got that vent in the open mouth, as well as all the rivets. And I suppose that's probably similar to what this one is. He's just got more of a closed mouth versus an open mouth. So these two I would consider classic Doom, and then the other one I would consider modern Doom. And then finally we do have, and I haven't taken the plastic off yet, and I apologize, but we do get an unmasked alternate Doom head. And again, I can feel it. It's cold to the touch. My room's not cold. Well, it is cold, but it's not as cold as this metal. And there you go. We have a scarred up Dr. Doom face. And this feels like metal. And if it's... You can see how it's designed. It's kind of like metal with plastic inserted into it for the face. And yeah, so my assumption is I could take this modern Doom mask and just place it over top. Oh, it fits. It's so snug. As I push it back off. It's so snug. I don't know if it's metallic or not, or not metallic, magnetized. I don't think it is, but man, it fits so... Oh, I can see there's actually a little clip right there. That must be what's holding it in place. Very, very good. Look at that. Very awesome. So, he does come with the alternate mask and the alternate head portrait, which we haven't revealed the one on the figure yet. We'll have to do that here in a bit. But moving on. Oh, one more thing I didn't cover. He does come with this little... I have no idea what this is for. Maybe it's part of that jump pack. Like I said, I haven't looked at the instructions yet, so I'm not really sure what it is. But it is on a joint, so it's going to go for displaying something. So that's the first part of the accessory set, and then, oh my gosh, there's a whole nother one underneath. Okay, so pardon me as I attempt to work this backwards. Normally I have this stuff already pulled out, but I was just way too excited when I jumped into doing this review. Once I saw the Doom figure, I was just like, man, I am all in on this. So I'm going to leave these in the package for now, but you can see these are the different electric oh, these actually have hands included on it. So that's another set of hands. So it looks like you can put these around his hands, the blue ones, or you can use the purple ones with the hands already attached. Holy cow, dude. Seriously, this is nuts. So yeah, purple and blue, and I'll make sure to throw up some pictures that show up or show off some of these alternate things because they are just beyond awesome. Okay, here's the final part that I'm trying to open off camera. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me when I unbox a Mondo figure and they just have all these accessories that come with them. But this is a, you know, this figure stands probably, well, let's just find out. What does he stand? So Doom is right around the 7-inch mark. I mean, this is a 7-inch figure that displays like a 12-inch Mondo figure. These Mezcos are crazy, man. So, as you hear me trying to very carefully take this plastic off without shooting accessories all over my room. Okay, there we go. So I got that off. That's awesome. And, you know, the big thing that comes with him is, of course, he comes with a Dr. Doom stand. Hey, you can see me in there. Very shiny, very green. This is embossed. It just kind of sticks up just a little bit, so it's nice, has a good feel to it. Not super heavy. It is just plastic, but you can see where the all Mezco figures, as far as I'm aware, do come with this accessory to actually hold the figure in place. And you can, I believe you can just pop this out if you don't want to use the foot peg, and you can actually place this back down in it. I've never done that, but I believe that is how it works. Matter of fact, if I push on, I know that comes out. Maybe I have to push on it a little bit harder with something. I'm not sure. I could have swore these came out and you could put the actual, well, I just scraped that, as you can see. Oh well. We'll just leave it like that for now. The main thing you guys are probably interested in seeing, and I am as well, is his crazy harness that's supposed to be LED lit up, and I have no idea how to turn it on. So there's how it connects in the back. I showed you earlier. You can see it snaps on. It's got two little connectors. And then these crazy, like you can actually move these little hand displays and move it. That's absolutely nuts. This is just crazy. I thought maybe this was a button, but it doesn't seem to do anything. Oh, something moved. Okay, so it has a button up here on the top, but no idea how to make it actually operate. So what we will do is we will consult the actual, this is a, I don't know if the instructions are in this or if this is just the, if you don't know, every Mezco figure comes with this, their nice little bag that you can put accessories in. It's very nice. It's very nice that they do that, actually. So in this case, I don't have any instructions in here, so I'll have to keep looking, because normally they include some instructions on how to properly insert batteries if there's batteries. Speaking of batteries, I believe I just found them. I did find the batteries. So 3 little batteries right here that are included in the figure. We'll probably plug into this somewhere, and I will make sure to check that out. I'll probably cut away and then, oops, hit the camera. And we'll review those once the batteries are put in. So just moving on, we do get a few more of these. These are what I'll call more of the blast-off effects. I imagine these go in his hand. And again, very classified-esque, you know. 2 of them, you can see where they just plug in. And then we get we get a smaller one, which I'm going to guess this is something for a pistol maybe. It's or maybe it's just a small blast for his hand. I don't know. And this one's in yellow. It's a little bit brighter. It's clear, not as orange. So we get a small one of those. We do get, and the nice thing, you can't see it since it's off screen, but every one of these, like here's a long one. Every one of these I'm pulling out of the package, there's a nice little divot in the plastic to easily put one's finger in and pull these out. So you're not like trying to find something to wedge in and and pull all these extra accessories out. And then, of course, we get this cool flat blue. I don't even know where this would go. It looks like the plug is on. I have no idea where this would go. It's very... I don't know. I really don't. Maybe it plugs into this thing. I don't know. It's very flat, and I don't know where exactly it would plug into. I'll have to look at the box again. But very cool. There's just so many accessories. So many. Looks like we get a mystic kind of shield that you can put on his wrist and point it that way for protection. It's like a energy shield, a la Doctor Strange. Very cool design on it. It's just rubber, or not rubberish, but the plastic can be molded out. You can slide his hand in, similar to that. And then up here in the top of the package, we do get some sort of display readout. Maybe again, this plugs into the. Now I can say this one does plug into here. I can see where that plugs in. Or at least that would be my assumption, is how it plugs in. Well, I thought it would be, but man, now it doesn't seem like it wants to go in there. Okay, it does go in there. So there you go. Kind of a heads-up display. And finally, there are two more accessories up here that look like they go onto Doom's... these are the rocket booster, his flight packs. You can see this plugs into the shoulder, and then you've got the actual rocket pack. Now, there's no... I thought they might move, but I guess they don't. So I would assume they go something like... Interesting. They don't seem to move at all, even though they do. They are rocket packs, so you could probably, I imagine, if it's not these. There you go. So now you kind of get an idea of what it looks like when it's going to be plugged into his back here, and then he's going to, fly away somehow. Kind of surprised. We'll have to plug those in and look at them in a minute. So there's a set of two of those. I'm not going to get the other ones out just yet. And okay, so we have went through just about everything that comes with this figure. I do need to see if I can find the instructions, which is the one thing I don't see. Oh, you know what? I think they're still in the box. They are. They were at the bottom of the box. So let me just pull those out. And this will probably tell us everything we need to know about this figure. Instead of me trying to explain it, we do have, okay, there's the power siphon replacing the batteries. It shows us how to replace the batteries in them. You can see the blast effect for the gun. You can see how the HUD goes in there. There's the shield. There's the, they call it the FX for hands. You can see how they go on. Book, clip, and post. Book can be displayed in a slot at top of post. C-clip at the end of the post clamps around the figure's wrist. Okay, so that's what that clear C-clamp was for. Exhaust for the feet. There's the gun I mentioned earlier and the alternate pouch you can put on. And of course, there's how this connects to his back, and there's how the actual rocket packs attach. And that's it. So, with that being said, I will accessorize Doom a bit, and we'll get back to it and see what he looks like, and I'll give you my final thoughts on what seems to be so far an amazing figure. Okay, I did want to get this energy siphon harness thing on him. I did get the batteries put in. Those batteries are very small and very delicate to put in, but I did get them put in, did get it put back together. I took off the cape. As I mentioned earlier, this cape is magnetized, so you can just drape it back over him. But for this, I wanted to show you kind of what it looked like, for Dr. Doom holding. As you can see, I put on a different set of hands that can hold it. And it's simply when you remove the pieces on the back, and what I mean by that was earlier I showed you these metal pieces were just covering this up. You can plug the energy siphon back on. And then once those batteries are in, there's an internal switch that you can place to the on position. And then, yeah, basically this is it. So very cool. It just simply lights up. There's nothing more exciting than that. It does have the HUD that lights up, this yellow light, and these two pink lights off to the side. So very cool. I did just want to showcase that real quick But yeah, and then you can just simply turn it off by pushing this button on top. And then yeah, when you're done, you just simply take his hands out of it, like so, and it unplugs from the back. And just to let you see, they even added some really cool design on the back that lets you see, what those panels look like. So alternatively, if you wanted to, I will move this out of the way for a moment. I can show you as well what the jet packs look like once you place those in, and I believe they go, it keeps saying it looks like they rotate, but if they do, I'm not sure how. Oh, there we go. That's how they rotate. Very good. So let's see. We would need to put this one, well, that's not what I wanted to happen. Oh, gracious. I get so excited and then oh, you know what? I broke it. That is sad. Wow. So that just broke straight off. That makes me very, very sad. I thought that was on a joint, which I still think it's on a joint because it's, okay, it is definitely not on a joint. So folks, unfortunately, I just broke my toy. The one thing I didn't want to happen did indeed happen. I broke it. The good news is I have some Gorilla Glue that I can probably fix that with fairly easily. But man, it certainly looks like that's a joint. So let's look at the instructions and see what they say. Because they say you should be able to... I guess they don't move. Oh, there's the peg. I see. The peg's actually right there. So it's made to look like it's already come out. I see. My mistake. That's how it's supposed to look. Okay. Well, okay, we learned something, and that's good. It's always good to learn something. And of course, I did want to highlight, you can see all the articulation better when you don't have the cape on. And I did forget to show you the face underneath here, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. So we can pull this down, and of course it stays pretty much down. There's Doom's face with the mask on, and of course the great reveal is that he is Victor Von Doom, unscarred underneath this one for this particular head sculpt. Now, of course, we do have the scarred up one as an alternate portrait as well. And again, the mask just snaps back on in place, and you have Von Doom with his mask on. So let me get him accessorized one more time, and we'll do final thoughts and reviews. Okay, and there we have it. I have Dr. Doom on his stand. I put his pistol in his hand. I did swap out this web gear. One thing to mention is that the connector did not plug in completely. It's really hard to push that. I'll show you what it looks like on the other belt. So as you can see, there's just a small plug here, clips in on this side. It's very difficult to get that to clip together on the figure when the figure's actually in, it's around the figure's waist. There's no way to get behind it and push in easily like this. So it's just kind of floating on him at the moment. No huge deal. I did put another alternate hand on him. And I did want to see if I could plug in one of those accessories to the palm and see what it looks like, because I believe they fit in the palm, and I'm trying to get it. There we go. So I believe it should just plug right in. Okay, maybe this one actually goes into the gun only. Ah, there we go. So there we go. That one goes into the gun. That's shows up very well. I guess maybe nothing actually fits into the palm of his hand because the rest of the plugs are very large and fit into the feet, such as this one, or into the jet packs, which I should be able to show you on the broken one. No, doesn't fit on that one. Let's see. There's a lot of accessories, so we just have to figure out which one is the one that goes into the jetpack, and I believe it's this one. There you go. So on my broken piece, you can see how it goes into the jetpack. But yeah, this figure is fantastic. Even though I actually, broke part of the figure, I will fix it with some Gorilla Glue. And hopefully you've had a chance to look at some of those side-by-sides. I've done it a couple different configurations for the figure. But overall, for the price tag I paid for this, like I said, it was a $15 deposit, and I think it was like $150 or $155 total. Man, this is great. I don't know if it's available on Big Bad Toy Store or Entertainment Earth still, But I am glad I picked this up. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this figure. Is this way out of your price range, or is it one of those things like once you've seen it, like, wow, that looks really cool and maybe it's worth the money? I am far more impressed with this figure than I was with my Destro. And I think that's because with the Destro, I felt like I didn't really get much more than what a classified figure was. But this figure being like completely, you know, it's metal. There is metal. Everything on this figure is like metal except for the feet and the hands and the face, but the face plate. But everything else is metal, and it's a heavy, super heavy figure. It looks great. It displays great. I am glad I picked this up. Drop me a comment down below. Make sure you hit that like button while you're down there and hit the subscribe bell for all notifications. Set it up for that. And otherwise, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Let me know what you think about this Mezco Toyz Dr. Doom 1/12 Collective action figure collectible. Otherwise, I'm going to let you go by saying, I'm Mark. You've been watching Coffee with Toys, and I will see you later.